All right, everyone, we are here with a very special guest. We have the one and only Stassi Schroeder in studio. We are so excited that you're back.
Yes.
Thank you.
On our screens
Thank
for
you.
House of Stassi. Can we talk about the name for a second? Like,
Sure.
what went into coming up with this name?
A lot. Well, it was originally called something else.
Okay.
It was called Stassi Says, and that was like just a place mark.
Yeah.
For like when we were pitching the show and everything. Mm-hmm. We never like fully believed in that name. And then like as the show, we filmed the show with it being Stassi Says. And then I was like, you guys, like towards the end after filming Wrapped, I'm like, this can't be like the name. Like it sounds like I'm just like this bossy asshole. And then it got so last minute that we all actually panicked. And like our team, Hulu, we came up with a ton of names, a list of, I mean, so many names.
Yeah.
And we had like people do rounds of like voting and all of that. And ultimately there was another name that everybody wanted, but I was just like, House of Stassi feels like it. I'm like, if I'm like looking at a, Hulu and I see House of Stacy or like Stassi Says or like the other options, I'm like, I'm clicking on House of Stassi.
Yeah.
And I also just like, it's like they have like House of Gucci and they have like House of the Dragon. And I'm just like, I like it.
Yes.
What was the other name that was so close, or do you not want to say?
It was like really cheap. It was like just like something cheesy, like basically yours, Stassi or something. It was
Love Stassi.
We love Stassi.
Which can be borderline when it comes to naming a reality show, right? I feel like people have those moments. They're like, what would my reality show name be? Or what would my tagline be? But now you have it, House of Stassi.
Yeah.
And I like it too because it does imply that there is so much happening under your own roof.
In my house.
Which it is. Because, the show is out, so people are watching. I did not realize that there were so many family members in and out of your house, sisters.
Yeah.
Also the fact that you have a Georgia
And a Georgie.
and a Georgie.
And we have 2 Taylors.
Yeah.
And now we have 2 Bows.
Yes.
It's confusing.
That's kind of tricky.
Yeah.
And Georgia and Georgie were like sleeping in the same bed.
Yes. So Georgia is Bo's sister. Georgie is my sister.
Yes.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
When you guys first met, were you like,
Yeah, we
that
were like-
is so weird?
Yeah, we're like, oh my God.
We're
just
meant to
another
be.
reason that we're like so meant to be together.
Yeah, exactly. And I loved where the show starts because, and I know you like deliberately said it, you're like, let's go back to the test conversation, that test shoot, because that whole topic of like the tattoo thing really like went mega viral across everywhere. Like we talked about it.
definitely
Like we
talked
had
about it.
I'm pretty sure like that. Like I'm pretty sure a clip of ours just talking about that. Just talking about it went viral because people like want to weigh in on that
Yeah.
conversation. Why did you think that was a good place to like maybe start the show?
Well, I wanted to always break the fourth wall.
Yeah.
Like that was something that I felt really passionately about. I just felt like if we're going to make the realest show we possibly can, we have to acknowledge that we're filming a show and what it took to get here and where we've come from. Like otherwise it just doesn't feel real. Like the audience is so smart. We see like audiences see right through everything.
Yeah.
We have to like acknowledge everything. And so when we were figuring out like, okay, where to begin, it kind of just like felt really cool and meta to like go back and be like, let's start from the beginning, the test shoot, and see if that works. And I'm glad that you like it because I'm like waiting to see how people feel about it because I've never seen anyone do that before. But I feel like it's the most honest version of like telling our story. It's like, look at us. This is where we were a year prior.
Yep.
And here we are now.
Yeah, and great reality TV, so you know that's going to hook people in. But also at the same time, talking about how the audience really is so smart. If you don't show something like that, then you have to worry about people going, well, why didn't they talk about the tattoo thing that was so viral?
So big. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, for sure.
Yeah, and it is kind of like you have been on reality TV, so it's like you can't just start a new show and be like, la la la. Like I'm not acknowledging any of
you
the
got to
other...
acknowledge all of it.
Yeah. And building a show and what goes into it. And I think that's what people love to see from you. And one of those conversations is like, does Katie come back to do this show or not? And I loved watching you guys have that conversation. It's like, look, we haven't spoke, but she would be great for this show. Yes. Which I think is amazing and like so real and very transparent. And we see you have that conversation with Katie. Was there any like closed doors conversations you guys had, or did you put it all out there when you were filming?
We obviously talked more off camera also, but really we like made it a point to like save things for that scene, because I had sent her a voice note like a month before we started shooting, and I was like, listen, I know that you're really happy right now, like off camera with your boyfriend, living a life. I know I can tell. I was like, and you can tell me to fuck off if like you're not interested in this. But I was like, I'm starting to film, and I feel like it would be really great for you to come on too. And we can have these conversations that we kind of like have been dancing around and see where our friendship goes. And she was like, luckily, like really into it, because I honestly thought she was going to be like, no, I'm really happy not doing TV right now, because she was. But yeah, it ended up working out.
Yeah. How do you feel about being in the whole, like, I know you joke about it already in the Disney Hulu world. We already have some crossover of Mormon Wives, and the Nader sisters are in there for a second at the beginning. Like, there's a whole universe that they're building of reality TV in that world. Where do you fit in with everybody?
I feel like I'm going to be one of the pioneers.
Yeah.
I've had these conversations for years now, like with Hulu, being like, I want to help you turn Hulu into the new reality TV universe. And I hope to just be one of the originals there.
Yeah. I love that. And I really think because people already have a relationship with you and always want more from you, that this is going to be fantastic.
I hope you're right.
Yeah.
I hope you're right.
You're like, just very honest and real.
Where do I go from here?
Well, no, you are crushing it all over the map
seriously.
as well. But I want to go back to the Katie conversation for a second. Just talking about filming in front of a bunch of cameras and being able to have those conversations that are so real. But then when you see a picture of what goes on, and there's, I mean, a million more cameras than this, how do you put yourself in that position and forget that the cameras are there?
I don't know. That's always been my superpower, actually. Even like when I was, because I started on The Amazing Race when I was 16 years old, okay, and then did Queen Bees and all that. Even then, the cameras never bothered me. I could easily just like tune it out. And when people are asking me for advice on how to do reality TV and if they should, like, I do always focus on that. Like, you gotta forget, and you gotta like not care and worry about what you look like. You can spiral after, you know what I mean? But like in the moment, you have to forget.
Yeah.
I feel like people who know you know, but people might not know The Amazing Race origin.
It was so ugly.
No, not true. But can you talk about that for a second?
Sure.
Because that lore is crazy.
Yeah, no, I was 16. My dad was obsessed with The Amazing Race and Survivor. Yeah. And he kept trying to audition for Survivor, never got picked. And then we saw a commercial that said like, Amazing Race is going to do family editions. Submit now. And my dad was like, you have no choice. We're making an audition video. So we all got together, my stepmom at the time, one of my brothers, my dad. We made an audition video like the old fashioned way, sent it in. Then they called us. And then there was like so much back and forth, more auditions and all that stuff. And then they finally chose us. And yeah, it was wild. So it's like my dad chose this for me.
I was going to say, did you always want to be on TV, or was it kind of just...
Well, I was like a theater kid. I was president of my drama club.
Well, of course.
Yes. So I loved that. And so like I knew I wanted to do something with entertainment. I don't think I knew that reality TV was going to be a thing you can do. If it was, and if it had been, I probably would have. Been like, oh, that's right. That's funny.
It's the same when people are like, oh my God, it's like, I didn't think podcasting. Like when I was 10, I was gonna be like, I want to be a it just wasn't a thing.
Yeah, when people ask us, did you know you always wanted to do this? Well, not specifically
not this,
but I'm
something
so glad
like it, I suppose.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. And then going into Vanderpump Rules, I mean, talking about how you didn't know reality TV could be a thing. For me, Vanderpump Rules was like one of the first reality shows I fell in love with, besides like the game shows of Survivor and everything. But like the drama of that show, I just feel like really like you wanting to be a pioneer for Hulu. I feel like Vanderpump Rules was a pioneer for so many other reality shows.
It's so crazy because while we were shooting, it's only been recently. I'm talking about like in the past like couple of years that I've come to understand that people actually watched it.
Right.
Like, and I think all the rest of my cast members would say the same thing. None of us knew that it was successful. None of us felt successful. None of us felt like everyone was watching it or was like a big deal in any way. And it's only been in the last couple of years that I'm like, oh, we kind of did something there.
Yeah.
Like,
but you guys, it's also because I think you guys were right on the cusp of like that turn of the social media
For
era,
sure.
and having that be a job.
yes.
Right? So it's like we got half and half, where it's like the origin story was real, original, real friends, all these things. It wasn't like a bunch of people that are already known being plucked together and being like, let's throw them on TV and see how they do.
You're right.
It's like you guys all knew and then it all shifted while you were still on TV.
It did, yes. And because I remember like the conversations that would change with like people that I would meet, and they'd be like, well, what are you going to do with this? No one understood that like, oh, you could this could be a platform to do more things. I mean, I remember when we first started Vanderpump Rules and my parents asked me what I was going to do with this. I was like, I'm going to get like club appearances and I'm going to live off of that money. Look at the Hills people.
Yes, exactly.
That was the thing.
Yeah.
And at that time, I feel like you could go out and people aren't filming all the time with their phones,
Oh, those
with
were
social
like the
media.
glory days.
Right, that's what everyone talks
Los
about, like
Angeles
going out at that time.
used to be so fun.
I do think back to the Hills, and like obviously we know it was all fake now, but
I used
seeing
to
them go
used
the
to
clubs.
show up at the clubs that they were filming at and stand around hoping that one of them would like pluck me from obscurity. Well, actually, one of my producers that were on Vanderpump Rules told me that he had seen an audition tape of mine for The City.
Oh my God.
And I have zero recollection.
No
Yeah.
way.
Filming that.
That's
Wow.
cradzy.
Wow.
What were the clubs? It was like La Rue or something like
Ledoux.
that.
Yeah,
Ledoux. Yeah. That it's just there's
Teddy's,
so much good.
Goa. There was like a different club every night.
Ugh.
That really was the time. And I feel like when you are off reality TV, and I feel like there was a time where maybe you weren't sure if it was gonna come back to, like, if you wanted to be on reality TV again.
I think I always knew that I did. I just like kind of didn't want to say it.
Fair. So fair. When do you think you wanted to have your own show?
Well, I always knew, like, after I had those little like Amazing Race, Queen Bees stints, like when I started doing Vanderpump Rules, it was always like a goal in my head. Spinoff. Everyone always wants to feel. I feel like you want to feel like you're worth more than the current thing you're doing, or like you can get more. You're not gonna. I don't know. It's like this weird. It's not good enough to just like be on this ensemble show. You have to like prove that you can do more. And so I knew that was something that I was always thinking about. But it wasn't until I was off Vanderpump Rules that I'm like, oh, now I actually have the opportunity, because like, what do I have to lose?
Yeah.
If I was still on Vanderpump Rules, I would just like probably have stayed there comfortable, you know?
Yeah.
So it was like after being off a couple years that I was like, we can do this. And then Scandival happened, and I was like, we really need to do this now because people are doing rewatches.
Yeah, that is true.
Yeah. And people are watching anyway. One of my friend's mom's on the beach this weekend was like, friend, I want to talk to you about blah, blah, blah. I was like, what? She was like, I'm rewatching Vanderpump. I was like, okay.
I feel thrilled that I was watching Vanderpump Rules live from the first season, and I might have been way too young to be watching.
You definitely
to be
were.
completely honest. But my family was watching, so I would sit on the couch and watch with them.
Wait, how old are you?
I'm 29. So
You have the world
yeah.
ahead of you.
What was the year that Vanderpump Rules came out? Do you remember?
I think it was 2013. It was either 2012 or 2013.
Okay, yeah. Okay, maybe not
Okay,
that
not crazy.
young. Maybe I was in like 9th or 10th grade.
Yeah.
That's okay.
Yeah, that's okay.
I
I'm
think.
watching reality TV at that time.
Probably
I
like
think-
15, 16.
Yeah, that's perfectly fine.
So what Vanderpump Rules was for you, like America's Next Top Model was, and Laguna Beach was for me.
yes, but I also love those too. So maybe it was. I just found a love for reality TV
Yeah.
way
Yeah,
too
yeah,
early
yeah.
on. But I think it's because when you watch reality TV, you see everyone be their real crazy selves, and it kind of you can like escape your world for a second and be like, oh my god, people are really crazy here.
Yeah.
and also people in my life are crazy. You know, like
Yeah.
that sort of thing. You can relate in a
Yeah,
weird
you just like
way.
feel less alone.
Yes, weirdly
Yeah.
enough,
Yeah.
yes, that kind of is true.
And now your show is such like a family dynamic that I think so many people can relate to, whether it's parents, siblings, in-laws, all those things. Was anyone a little hard to convince to do the show, or everyone was
give me
game?
a break. I'm giving all of my friends and families this giant fucking gift, and they better do things
You were
with
cracking
it.
me up, and you were like, how about you guys all you guys are now all on the show, and now you can all make money. You're welcome.
Yeah, you can all be on Hulu.
Yeah.
Okay.
You're welcome. Congratulations.
So no one was like, maybe not.
No. No.
Well, also going back to your dad wanting to be on The Amazing Race, I feel like your family is like,
They're all game.
yeah, we're made for this.
Yeah.
What is it like trying to figure out how much you show with your kids? Because, we don't have kids, but we see what it's like for moms who share.
Yeah, so it was even like when Hartford was born, and it's still been a thought in my head, like there's not a day that goes by that I'm like, is it okay that I've shared them on social media? Like that's something me and Bo talk about a lot. And the way that I see it is that my children were born into a TV show family. This is what I do. And I would love to give my kids a head start at life and nepotism, whatever. Okay.
Own it. Yeah, you're like, and use it.
This is like my trade.
Yeah.
Okay. So this is me giving them that head start. If I had, like, when they turn 18 and they go to their therapists, they could, if they complain about me having shown them on social media or TV, okay, they could also complain that I never did, and that I didn't give them a head start when I could have.
Yeah.
And so it really is like there's a pros and cons list for each one that I think about all the time. And until they don't like doing it, I'm just going to have them around. I don't schedule scenes for them. Like if they happen to be around, they want to come in and they do it themselves. And when the crew leaves, they're like, where are the camera people? And then they ask me to like literally put on their scenes from Vanderpump Villa. So like they like it right now.
Right.
So until they're like, I don't want to do this.
Yeah.
This is the family business.
Yeah.
Right. And you really never know. Like you said, like it could go either way. They could grow up and be like, I hated that. Or they can go, mom had this really cool job and didn't share it with us. That's fucked
Look
up.
what Kris Jenner's done for her family.
Yeah.
I'm trying to follow in her footsteps.
Yeah. And Kendall and Kylie have very much dictated like how much they wanted to be on the show.
They seem really happy to me.
Yeah.
They just both got on their private jet with Timothy Chalamet and Jacob Elordi yesterday.
Yeah,
They're
exactly.
doing just fine.
Yeah, you're
So
like, you
I
guys are
think-
fine, all right?
I feel like I'm doing the right thing.
That was cracking me up when you were talking to Alex Cooper before Unwell, the Unwell Festival, and you were like, something's got to be wrong.
Yeah. Because you can't have it all. You can't. I wrote a book. You can go get it.
Yeah.
It's a couple years old. Called You Can't Have It All. But you can't.
Yeah.
And a lot of things in my life are suffering. And
Because I was going to say, from the outside looking in right now, feels like you got a lot of good stuff.
my social life, like I don't hang out with like friends unless it's a work-related event.
Yeah, that sucks.
I don't go on dates with my husband unless it's a work-related event. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I could be a better wife. I could be more attentive. Like I know I could be better there and I could be a better friend to people. But unfortunately right now, my focus is on my children and building this, whatever it is that I'm building.
Yeah.
And that has to be like my priority right now. So like the other things just like have to take a back seat. And luckily, Bo is incredibly understanding when it comes to that. So it makes it a little bit easier.
Yeah.
But yeah, Alex Cooper, just her health. It doesn't look like her health is just freaking healthy and pregnant and gorgeous, like all the fucking things.
Right. You're like, you made that up.
Yeah.
You made that up because no one asks a follow-up when you say like my health. No
health.
one's
Yeah,
like,
I'm not
well,
gonna be
what's
like,
wrong?
oh, tell me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can't be like, well, please, details. Like you can't really do that. You can't dive into more details. Bo is sort of they're joking that he's in this Mr. Mom role and not working as much, but he does want to go back to work. When what was the struggle for you in having those conversations with him of like clearly seeing that he wants to go work, but you're like,
You know, I still struggle with
can't.
this.
Yeah.
I still struggle with this.
Yeah.
And this is like explored throughout like the whole season.
Yeah.
And we still talk about it
Yeah.
now. I think it's really important that our dynamic is on screen because I don't see that many households on reality shows where like the gender roles have switched in such an extreme way. So I like that that's on our show a lot. It's hard to have those conversations because I want him to have his passion and feel whole because I know what it was like, especially after I had Hartford, my daughter.
Yeah.
How I felt like isolated. I felt lonely. I felt down. I felt like I lost myself. And like my only purpose was just like keeping this baby alive. And that wasn't enough for me. Anytime I have felt like just a stay-at-home mom, I've never felt like it was enough for me. I think it's the hardest job in the world.
Yeah.
Stay-at-home moms need to be running this country, which I guess they couldn't because there's no time for that. But like they truly are angels and I'm not. Yeah. I'm not one of those angels. And so I look at Bo and I'm like, you're feeling exactly what I felt.
Yeah.
And it's really hard. But then we also have a family to consider. And sometimes it's like, well, the math is mathing. And like it's an ongoing conversation.
Yeah. What were the conversations like with Bo before signing on to do the show, getting back into the reality TV world? Because it always seemed like Bo was a little more hesitant about the whole thing.
Can I tell you that leading up to this, okay, I drilled it in his head. I was like, if we're doing this, we have to be completely honest. When we're feeling something, like we can't like sweep anything under the rug. We have to like really put it all out there. And he didn't seem like he was listening to me the whole time. And then we started filming and Taylor comes to me and tells me what he said. And the scene that they filmed, I'm like, he said what? Yeah. And I was like, oh, so he took my advice really seriously, a little too seriously. Yeah, I was actually just like really surprised with how much he chose to share on his own.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Surprised, but also happy at the same time.
It was
Mixed
hard.
feelings?
Yeah, it was mixed feelings because I'm like, God, I know you're doing the right thing, but like, this doesn't look good for me.
Right. Which is hard. Like, does it ever make you nervous? Because just statistically, it just feels like when you put marriages on reality TV, things crumble.
I think the way that I look at reality TV is that like it is, you can choose to look at it as something that destroys couples, friendships, whatever, it causes problems. I choose to look at it as it's something that shines a mirror onto what the situation actually is. And it forces you to either get rid of it or work on it. And I like that route. Like it feels like therapy to me. It forces me and Bo, it forces me and my friends and me and my family to not push things down and let it fester, but to like when we're feeling something, we communicate and have to talk about it a trillion times and find resolution. Because if you don't have resolution on a reality show, then the show sucks. So like you are really forced to work through your issues. And to me, that makes us stronger when it's over.
Yeah.
So like, I don't think it causes problems. Like it fucking solves problems if you choose to look at it and go about it that way.
Are you guys sitting down and watching the episodes together?
We did not this time because I had seen like 50 million versions of like every episode. So like, I'm like, I can't. And Bo did not, when he saw me watching them, he's like, I can't do this with you. So we watched them separately and then came back together and discussed it and talked about it. I wonder if we will, though, like when it like is airing, like, because these were screeners, obviously, like pop it up on Hulu. It's awkward.
Yeah.
Because you're like, oh, you're watching back your argument that you have with your husband. It's weird.
Right.
Yeah.
And I'm sure there's things where you watch and you're like, that was a great point by me. Or you're like,
Oh, yeah.
Or you're like, I'm going to bring this back up again because
I
I
know.
was so right.
Every time I watched a different like edit of something, I'd like come stomping upstairs. I'd be like, Bo, you really had to go there? And then I'm like, I know I told you to, but I was like, you really had to go there? And like, I would open it up all over again.
So funny. I feel like watching an argument of yourselves and also watching like a sex tape of yourselves can have a similar reaction.
Probably.
You're like,
Probably. Yeah.
I look like
You
that?
can take some good and some bad away.
Yeah, you're
from-
like,
yeah.
okay, that was interesting.
from both things. What did you have any input, like sort of on the creative editing side of it all?
A lot.
Because it feels unique. It's different.
Thank you.
There's like, it's a little cheeky, which I love. And I love like away, there's a good flow to it that feels unique.
It took a while to get there.
Yeah.
Trust.
Yeah.
And there were times like in post-production that I was like, did we just like completely like lose the plot and like like what the fuck? And we're just like making a Bravo show.
Yeah.
It's crazy like what editing will do and just like how important it is. You can take any material and make it anything, honestly. But I'm really proud of what we made because when the rest of the cast watched it, every single one of them was like, I'm so proud to be on this.
Yeah.
You did not edit, like we didn't edit anything incorrectly or make someone look worse than they were. Everyone felt like it was really fair and like what happened. And to me, that's like, we won. Like we made something great.
Yeah. Job accomplished, well done. Like, because I feel like you mentioned with Bravo, so many times, you know, we see the quote unquote villain edit or this or that.
Which I wonder how that works because now that I've been a part of this process, that was never a conversation of like, we need to give this person a hero edit. We need to give this person a villain edit. So I'm like, is that true? I don't have a producer.
I think it's a real thing. I think
is that a Bravo thing?
I think it's a thing all around because I will say.
But there were never moments where like, let's make this person look bad.
Right. Well, I think that's up to you, right? Like, it's like depending what you want to be. I think like when it comes, you would know better than me, but I feel like, I mean, here we do, you know, rip-off reality shows, but that conversation was brought up about some things like who's getting the hero and who's getting the villain edit, like literally those words exact.
No, I've heard all of these things. I remember when that like editor of Vanderpump Rules, like right before COVID, did a podcast. Where she said she hated Sheena, so she went hard on her.
Wow, that is a throwback.
And then they said that I got it was called something else though.
Yeah.
I had to be in every episode.
Yeah.
I didn't know that at the time.
Yeah.
Thanks.
You're
I
like,
love that episodic money.
Right.
Yeah. But yeah, I remember hearing that.
Yeah. You know, it's just, I also think so much is obviously dictated by what people are doing when the cameras aren't rolling too.
Yes.
Because even with like, like the Summer House stuff is like, well, that stuff was so crazy. And then you watched, they filmed a whole new show. And when you watch that show, you're like, well, clearly Amanda's only in this show for certain things now. I'm sure she filmed a ton of other stuff.
Right.
Yes.
But even
that doesn't fit the narrative anymore.
And they clearly went back and re-edited Summer House to show things that weren't originally in it.
Yeah. I always tell people that what happens on the off season is more important than what you do on camera. And I've tried telling my family this too, and they're not listening to me.
Yeah.
They're just like, I'm just waiting for the show to come out, and then I'm gonna live my best life. I'm like, you got to be doing things while we're not filming. You can't just like sit around waiting for this because that is the content that you bring to filming.
Yeah.
Do you feel responsible for your family's actions now outside of the show? Like, are you monitoring what they're up to because it's attached to your name?
Yeah, and I'm a control freak.
Yeah. I don't blame you.
Yes.
You know?
I care very much.
Yeah. That is super fair. Has your sister seems incredibly talented.
She is one of the most amazing artists.
Yeah.
So creative.
That dollhouse was unreal.
Yeah, cannot monetize it for shit. And it drives me crazy.
Yeah.
She's another one that I'm constantly being like, you can't act like that in a meeting.
Yeah.
You can't act like that at a dinner. These are people
and like
that
I'm putting you on a show now. Everyone's gonna see the dollhouse.
Right. Do you ever feel like you're like, where did you learn these things? Why are you acting like that?
Yes. Yes. How are we related?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Even just now, like my sister's been complaining to the Disney people because her flight was delayed yesterday. And now she's making demands that she has to come 2 days ahead of time. And I'm like, you just got here. You can't, I don't even make those demands.
No. Yeah. And you know what? It's always the new people that make the demands.
Yes.
We see it here. It's like we are built differently.
We are.
Some of the demands I hear, I go, I would not dare.
No.
Yeah.
I wouldn't dare say that or ask that.
I know.
I can't believe you have the balls to do that.
No, but then I think of like, okay, well, I admire it. And some people, like when I heard that Whitney Levitt from Mormon Wives, she was like, oh, I need to put it in my contract that I have to be in a scripted.
Yeah.
A scripted. I'm like, the audacity. I so admire it.
Yeah.
I love it.
Because the other side is, why the fuck
Why
did I not
not?
think of that?
Seriously.
Yeah.
Why didn't I ask for that?
Why didn't I?
It really is. It's like, it's always the double-edged sword because you go home and you're like, the audacity of them to do that, but shit, I guess if I tried to do it, maybe I would have been.
Right, you're like talking shit but admiring at the same time.
Yes.
I can't fucking believe that, but wow.
Yes.
Yeah.
And honestly, to like get anywhere in life, you have to have audacity.
Yeah. Yeah.
You do.
And look where she like Broadway and she is acting and doing all these things. So it's like you do have to speak it into existence, which is like such a real thing.
I talked about this show 2 years before it was greenlit, like it already was filmed.
Yep.
I went on Good Morning fucking America.
That's what you have to do.
Talked about it like I already
That's what
filmed
you have
it.
to do, though.
It was so delusional.
Miley Cyrus did that with
Miley
the
was
Hannah
saying it.
Montana
Yeah,
special.
yeah.
She was just like telling everyone they
Yeah.
had a special
She was
and
like, we're
everything.
doing an
just heard
anniversary
that today.
special. And
Yeah.
she was just like, we're doing
Another
it. It's
Hulu
like, well,
Disney
now,
Plus production.
Yeah. And it's like, what are they going to, network's going to say no? I already told everyone and everyone's so excited about it. You be the one to tell them no now.
Okay, great. Okay, you hear it here first. Season 2 of
Yeah.
House of
Yeah,
Stassi
exactly.
Starts filming very soon.
Yes.
Picks
Yeah.
up in the fall.
That production, cameras are coming
They're
up.
gonna tell us to cut that now. They're gonna be like people. They're gonna write articles that season 2 is filming in the fall.
Production, cameras are coming up. You have to do that though. And I feel like you waited for the right time to do it and the right platform and everything to do it, because we have seen there's been other spinoffs. Vanderpump's turned into a new show. The Valley's its own whole thing now. It's like, so it's like you can kind of look back and think, wow, I could have taken that road.
No, I know.
I
I was never going to take
which
that.
would have been
Listen.
crazy.
Are you happy you're not on the Valley?
Dude, I have been for years. I felt like that for years.
Yeah.
And like I remember when I like kept saying no, like people thought I was insane. They were like, "You don't have any other options. How are you saying no to this?" And I'm like, "I just know that I will be able to accomplish something without having to do this."
Yeah.
Like,
But I feel like you were crushing it just from like an audience standpoint on social media, your podcast, your book, like everything besides being on reality TV after
Thank
you
you.
had left.
yeah, no, I tried really hard.
Yeah.
And you succeeded.
And the podcast is also like you got Hulu and Netflix like in each hand.
That's wild.
Palm of your hands.
That
right
is
now.
wild. I love when streamers just like get along.
Yeah,
truly.
Yeah, we're like,
That is
hey,
nice,
It's
yeah.
just
you get the
romantic.
TV show, I get the podcast.
It's like The Notebook.
Yeah.
You know?
Yep.
It's a beautiful act. How excited were you when you found out that was, Netflix wanted to do that with you guys?
Oh my God. That was like a shit my pants moment because I was just like, what do you mean they are even allowed, like Hulu's even allowing it?
Right.
Like I'm so used to the Bravo world where like you weren't even allowed to like, back when I was doing it, you weren't even allowed to like go on other people's shows, even though we were all
Yeah,
friends.
right.
Like, so much less like work with another network or something like that. So that was a huge deal for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's so amazing. And you also said on the show, you're saying yes to everything. Has there been anything that you've said no to recently?
Oh, I do say no a lot
Yeah.
to stuff. I mean, I'm saying yes to all the good things.
Yeah. Saying yes to all the things I want to do.
Yeah, like I do say no quite a bit because if it doesn't fit the bigger, it's not, a 50-yard dash. Like this is a marathon, and if you just like take everything all at once without thinking about how it contributes to like everything in the long run, it doesn't really work out.
Yeah.
That's so true. And I think it's great advice too. It's like you don't have to say yes to everything. And sometimes saying no in the moment can feel like you're making a big mistake, but then something else comes along.
Yeah.
When it comes to saying no, are there like brand partnerships that have offered you just like a major amount of money that you're like, I can't believe I'm saying no to
I'd be
this?
able to get another house. But I'm just like, no, because like in the long run, this will just like taint my image a little bit. You know what I mean? Or
Totally.
it's just like not on brand for me.
Not aligned.
It's not aligned. People will be like, why the fuck is she doing this? This has nothing to do with what she says she's about. So yeah, no, I say no a lot.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's actually one of my favorite words.
Yes.
Especially
I'm
saying
kind-
it to people.
I'm kind of with you.
It just feels
Sometimes I say
so
no to
good.
things that, and
to
friend, she's like, why are you saying no to that? And I'm like, just not.
Sometimes
just
I'm like,
no.
can we reevaluate that now?
I just like, but
I think we should rethink that.
Sometimes
now.
I just feel it though.
know,
I'm
it
just
just-
like, I can tell when something's a yes, and I can tell when something's
like
a no.
and just to be like, I don't want to.
Yeah.
Like, I'll never
Sometimes
forget.
you just don't want to.
I went on
Yeah.
Jeff Lewis's show, and he was like, at me, why aren't you doing the Valley? And I was like, I just don't know. Like I finally was just like, I don't want to.
Yeah.
Like that's it. Can you just try and understand that? Like I
Right.
don't want to do
Wrap
it.
your head around somebody not
Like-
wanting to do something that seems like everybody in
Everyone
the
else-
world would want to do it.
Yeah.
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 It is so true. We just joke about that all the
Sometimes
time.
you just don't want to. Yeah.
One of the things that you did say yes to was SI Swim, which, by the way,
Yeah.
Incredible.
unbelievable.
Thank you. You know what?
Unreal.
I feel like the first year I did it, I looked great. And then like this year, the trolls really got to me. And so
And it
I've
was
just been
so
in my
unfair.
head.
Because let me tell you, as a woman who's like, you know, I do not have kids, and the prospect is very scary to me, but I want kids and all these things, and like you hear all the like scary things, all these things. And I'm like, and I watched you walk that runway. I was like, she looks fucking incredible.
Thank you. That means a lot to me,
Yeah.
really, because like all the trolls saying I look like SpongeBob SquarePants. Really
No,
just
I
like-
was so annoyed at that. I saw when you
So
posted that. I'm
annoying.
like,
If I looked like you walking down the road, I'd be so fucking.
I would walk
happy.
around naked all the time. Like I would just be walking around like
Seriously.
that, walking into this studio.
Yeah.
That's really
Like,
sweet. Thanks.
No, it was great, and that was unfair. Like it was
Very
It was
unfair.
a weird
it's,
thing.
It's okay. It's not unfair. I put myself out there to be judged. So like that's what they did.
Yeah.
like it's it's
You
so
know,
annoying.
and
The
well,
internet
it really
can
is
just be-
99% of the time people are mean.
Yeah.
You know, 1% you get something good where it's like, wow, that actually got a really positive reaction.
Right.
No, it always blows my mind when people are positive.
Yeah.
When I like
Yes,
post
yes.
something or I see like an overwhelmingly positive reaction, I'm like, the fuck?
Yeah.
What's
I really
going
didn't think it was
on?
going to go this way.
Yeah.
It
You're like,
does.
okay, well, let's not get too excited.
Yeah, no, because it will always. This industry, you guys know, is so fucking up and down.
Yeah.
People hate you one week, then love you the next week, and then you get a little too successful, they want to tear you down again, and then you got to rebuild. And
Right.
it's just like that's what it
They say
is.
water always finds its level, right? That's
What does that mean?
It just means like, you know, it's up and down, but it always finds its
Yeah, it
level.
always
Like
comes back.
it always comes back.
I've never heard that before.
I don't even know if I used it
I
correctly.
don't
but
think I even
that's-
still understand it.
You get what I'm saying.
You used it right. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
yeah. It's like
Oh, like so, like you could like
meaning like you
go
know,
like this to the water and shake it, but it'll still always level out.
Yes.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
I'm so dumb.
Yeah. No. I mean, listen. I throw out phrases. I don't even know how I can explain them.
Yeah, she was like, I said
I
it,
know
but
what it means in my brain,
Yeah.
but I don't even know how to explain it. But you
Oh,
know,
man.
it's like you get shake it around, boom.
Yeah, and then it levels. Yeah.
It's so fair. Okay. Last thing is we have to wrap up, sadly, and I want to keep gossiping, but I do want to gossip just a little bit.
Sure.
Because Jessie is, Mormon Wives Jessie is in a little bit of the beginning of the show. And, you know, we're laughing about the Vanderpump Villa of it all and the Marciano. What do you think when you see those two prancing
Oh.
around together?
I love them.
Yeah.
They were at my birthday dinner,
Okay.
and I've never seen a couple more in love.
Really?
And I'm just like, this, when I first
the
saw it.
collective really.
Yes. When I first saw that they were hanging out or whatever, I was like, this is fucking insane.
Yeah.
Marciano hurt you in such a major way, lied about you, like destroyed friendships, like, and now you're dating him. And then the more that I have been around them, I'm just like, this feels so real and legit, and it's just up to Marciano not to fuck up. I'm not joking. And she just like brings out the best in him. I like,
You know what?
You know,
coming from you who's actually
seriously.
been around them, that's great to hear because
Yeah.
as a viewer, you watch and go, all right, well,
Hard to
she's
wrap
been-
around her being like, I want to hang out
And you're
with
like,
this guy.
well, she should just be free for a while because she's been stuck with this asshole.
I mean,
so
there's something to be said for like, we need to have alone time in between relationships. So like there was not alone time.
Yeah.
But from what I see of them, like Marciano treats her very well, and it feels incredibly real and genuine.
so we just hope for the best.
Yeah, and you know what? At least he's someone who like owns his assholeness.
Right.
He like knows his faults and owns up to it. You know, so like I can appreciate that in a person, whereas like her ex-husband couldn't admit to shit and was
No,
awful.
like, still doesn't,
Terrible.
and
So
it's-
like
yeah.
at least
Yeah.
there's that.
Right. There's a little bit more of like reality.
Yeah.
just of the actual world. Thank you so much.
Thank
Yes,
you.
thank you
This
so
was
much.
too short.
I know, and here's the thing: when you
Finally,
get
you
podcast
know?
people together, it's like
I
no one
know.
can shut up, and then we just keep going.
I
There's so
know.
much to talk about. But we loved having you here. Thank you so much for coming
Yes,
in.
thank
you so much.
House
And I
of
can't
Stassi,
wait-
stream it.
I can't wait to watch the full season.
Binge.
I've heard amazing things.
That shit.
Yeah, binge it. It'll go. It goes fast already. I'm already was like wanting to hit next on that.
Love
so
it. Thank
it's great.
you.
Make sure everyone you're tuning in. Good time to binge on Hulu. House of Stassi. Stassi, thank you so much.
Thank you.